if you don't mind, if you could come in. I know you hear the music playing, and we'll get to it. I'm that guy. I get it. I'm that guy. I know. I'm the old head. Don't worry about it. Come on in. Get comfortable. Make sure everybody around you is comfortable. Welcome to the Elephant Room. I am your host, Philip Conley Jr. Once again, I'm so amazed and glad that you came to my space. It's a time to be alive. Like I said, you get comfortable. Make sure you got your comfort items, your big pillows, your big blankets, your oversized hoodies, your socks, slippy shoes, and Crocs. And while you're at it, turn all devices down except for the one that's playing the Elephant Room. Turn it all the way up. YouTube, what's up? Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications for the future episodes of the Elephant Room, and subscribe to the podcast however you get it. Now that we got that all out the way, let's get our glasses, ladies and gentlemen. You can fill it up with Prosecco, you can fill it up with Captain Morgan or vodka or Sky Blue, Belvedere or Alizé, simply water, milk, or juice. And let's raise a toast. Let's accept who we are, how long it's took us to get here. And let's remember the things that we have gone through to get here. Cheers, baby. I had to think about that one. You know what I mean? I had to think about that one. I don't just want to cheers. I don't just want to say something that sounds catchy. I don't want to say something that just sounds like, if I just get through this part, we good. No, I really do raise that toast. I really do raise my cup to each and every one of you that's listening, to each and every one of you that's watching. I really raise my cup so that everybody understands that I'm celebrating you no matter where you are, no matter where you're from, and no matter where you're going. But sometimes it takes me a little bit to catch up with my mind. I don't know if you guys have known this or if I've said this before, but neither here or there. But have been diagnosed with dyslexia ever since I was around 7 years old. And all that means is it takes me a little bit longer for me to process information, or my mind moves faster than my body can process or my body can act. So usually it comes in different forms, but the most common is I say things backwards. So, for example, if I meant, hey, up there's a green light, I might say, there's a green light up there and you want to watch out for it. And it's a little grammatically all over the place, but you get the gist. So sometimes I gotta slow down and it's better now. I mean, I'm in tip-top shape now. I can get my words together. I can gather my words and I'll be fine. But when I was younger, it was horrible. I was borderline on the spectrum, a lot of people thought. Because I couldn't get my vocabulary together. I couldn't get it, aligned. And my conversation was just all over the place. It was jumbled. And now, like I said, now you hear whatever you hear. And that's why I take pride and I take emphasis in taking my time and expressing myself, taking my time and communicating clearly what I mean, taking my time and making sure everything that's in my mind I can distribute to the ears that are being lent at the moment. But I accept all of that. I think that's one of the biggest elephants that we have to handle, or that we have to deal with in our daily lives. Is we have to accept the things that some would say is wrong with us, right? Like some individuals would say, oh, you have an eating disorder. Some individuals would say, oh, you can't read. Some individuals would say, you can't run, or You don't know how to change brakes. You don't know how to change an oil, or you can't do hair. You can't braid, or you can't tell your directions north, south, east, or west without a phone or without a compass. Some would say, "Oh, that's a defect. That's a flaw." But we here now, baby. We here now. What you gonna do about it? And it's okay if you say nothing. For me, dyslexia been with me going on 32 years, baby. You know, I said 6 or 7, but I mean, that's when they, I guess you could say, test. I feel like dyslexia, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Dyslexia, there we go. Dyslexia is with you, all your life. That's how your brain has formed itself. So I'm turning 32 this year, and it's been with me. So, hey, it is what it is. Some sounds or some words I may understand or I may know what it means in my mind, but when I try to enunciate, when I try to pronounce it, it doesn't come out correct. And one thing that burns me is when individuals just point out that you misread something, or point out that you can't pronounce something. Like, bro, obviously I'm grown enough to understand what I can and can't do. I'm grown enough to understand my limits. I'm grown enough to understand my limitations and my strength and how far I can be stretched. You pointing out that I miscommunicated or misread something is not helpful, but individuals aren't always trying to be helpful. I mean, we see that on a day-to-day basis. We see that on a day-to-day basis. We see somebody slip, we'll lie before we lend a hand to pick them up. You know what I mean? That's just the day and age that we live in. I'm not sitting here preaching, but that's just the day and age we live in. I'm saying is I am accepting to my flaw. I'm accepting to who I am. And you know who else I've grown to accept about me? I'm that old head now. I'm that old head. I'm the uncle. I'm the uncle old school now, man. I'm the uncle old school that is chilling in his room and has got the classics going on. And he's not doing nothing. He's not watching TV. He's not interacting with his phone. He's just sitting on the couch, listening to the classics, listening to the expressions of old, listening to the old 90s, listening to the early 2000s R&B. I don't know if you guys feel the way I feel about 90s and early 2000s R&B. And we can say 80s too. Late 80s, all 90s, early 2000s R&B is just chef's kiss. I can sit in one spot on the floor and get a playlist, late 80s, all 90s, early 2000s, and just let my mind roam. My best ideas, my best tangible, full functioning ideas have come during a listening session of classics R&B. It just does something. It's nostalgic. It takes me back to when I was a kid, riding down the streets of Minneapolis, listening to KMOJ, and then you can feel the day through the music that was playing on the radio. I'm that old head, man. I don't know about you. I can pose a question. We don't always have to talk about me, but I could pose the question to you. Who are you? Who have you grown to be? Who is the older personality that you saw growing up that you now take on majority of those traits? So like I said, I'm the old school head. I'm the old head. I'm the young old uncle that only listens to a certain type of music. If you go past a certain year, you lost me. If you go past a certain year, you lost me. I can't, I can't connect with you. I can't vibe with you I can't vibe with you musically, but we could talk about other topics. But when it comes to that music thing, if you're not talking about a certain era, I can't, I'm not with you, brother. You can leave me back, and you can willingly leave me back there. I'm not trying to be up on the times. I'm not trying to be up on the times. I'm cool with where I am. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Wait, let me give a disclaimer. Don't get me wrong. There are some R&B artists. There are some R&B albums that are current that give you that. You know what I mean? That will age well. That will be someone's classics. That will be someone's nostalgic moment. There are some that you can listen to and you be like, okay. I mean, they came to do what they did and they did it and then they left and then we're reaping the benefits. I mean, we know, we understand, we see. I'm just talking about, for me, I've accepted that I'm the old head. I'm talking about, I've accepted that I just melt when I hear Faith Evans. As soon as I get home, I will always love you. I melt when I hear Whitney Houston. I melt when I hear Brandy. Have you ever? Angel in the Sky, she was. Have you ever? Sitting in my room, Monica, Before You Walk Out of My Life, Angel of Mine, Usher, Superstar, Bedtime, My Way, Johnny Gill, My, Boyz II Men, 4 Seasons of Lonely, Just Fine. I mean, Joe, I Want to Know, Joe, Another Used to Be, All the Things Your Man Won't Do. Can we, one more, Mario, well, let's go, Mario, How Could You, Let Me Love You, Omarion, In the Dark. Music Soul Child, So Beautiful, Just Friends, Teach Me. We can, okay, let me just, I'm the old head, ladies and gentlemen. That's just Anita Baker, Caught Up in the Rapture. I'm the old head. I'm sorry, I'm the old head. I've accepted that. I'm good. Because that music gave me a formula. That music gave me some great times. That music, Usher, Trading Places. Do It to Me. Tyrese, Signs of Love Making. Genuine, In Those Jeans. When We Make. Tank, When. What? Tank. Wedding Song. Tank. Come on. What? Body. Please. 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 I'm the old head, ladies and gentlemen. I've accepted that. Like I said, there's moments in time that I could play a song and I could go back and I can remember when the song said the things that I wanted to say, but I didn't have the words, but they did. The song had so much to say, and I knew how I felt, and how I felt was in the words, and I just let them express it, and they did amazing. It did amazing. It said exactly what I needed to say, and the other party was reciprocated. The other party was knowledgeable and understood understood the time that I was on. You can't give me another. You can't give me another Sierra and I. You can't give me another Beyonce. Yes. No, you can't give me another R. Kelly and Nivea touching. You can't give me another R. Kelly greatest sex. You can't give me another R. Kelly touching. I don't care how hard you try. And you know what's another awkward thing that I understand and I see. Obviously, I'm most of these artists that I'm pretty sure all of them are still making music, right? And just with anything else, just with everything else, is evolution. Times change, sounds change, audiences grow. Things aren't accepted in a lot of spaces. What I mean is, Tank, I won't expect Tank to get up in 2022 and just flat foot sing with a band. No, he's gonna have his beats programmed or whatever, and he's gonna do his thing because he's trying to reach a current audience. So all these artists that I've mentioned, they're still making music, but it ain't like that. It ain't like that. Pause. John Legend, Ordinary People. John Legend, So High. What? Oh, but even now, I won't expect John Legend to get up and flat foot sing soulfully. He's got the bop and the rock, and that's cool. You know what I mean? As an old head, as somebody that's accepting of his time musically, of his time frame where he chooses that I choose. This is all choice. I choose to stay here. For an old head that accepts that, man, you gotta be okay with evolution. You gotta be okay that there'll never be another Michael Jackson, A Girl Is Mine. You gotta be okay with the fact that there will never be another Monica and Brandy, A Boy Is Mine. I gotta be okay with there never being another Monica and Usher slow jams. I gotta be okay that Kenneth Babyface Edmond is not going to produce the top tier R&B artist and give you that second to none background sound. I gotta be okay with that, and that's fine. But all I'm saying, I'm just letting you know that I accept that about me. I accept that I'm staying there. And you know what? There's still a lot more to learn. Oh, there will never be another Miss Lauryn Hill, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album. There will never be another X Factor. There will never be Nothing Else Matters. There will never be a D'Angelo Lady. There will never be another D'Angelo Brown Sugar. There will never be another D'Angelo Untitled How Does It Feel? There will never be, but that's okay. That's okay, man. So, I bring it back, ladies and gentlemen. I bring it back to you, and I ask the question, number one, what have you accepted? And number two, what old head or what old personality or what old character did you see growing up, and now you look back, or now that you evaluate yourself, you understand and see you have those majority traits. Now, I'm not saying I'm like this all the time. You know, we also have, I'll say for me, I gotta be okay and understand that I don't always have to be in this R&B kick. You know what I mean? I still love rap. You know what I mean? I still love rap. Now, not a lot of it, but I'm definitely, I definitely got a top 5. I can interchange. I can swap it out. I can, you know what I mean? I can take on new forms of information when it comes to music. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay. I don't always have to be in this, or I don't have to look down on anything else because my time has passed. You know what I mean? I for one, I get excited about the future. I get excited about what music's gonna sound like when my son starts to show interest in it. I get excited to think about what type of music he's going to be drawn to. There's so many. I remember. Y'all hear me? I remember when there was only one trap music, and that was rap. I remember when there was only one trap music, and that was rap. Now there's trap, EDM. There's crunk. I mean, there's so many different genres, or so many different artists that we don't even know about. That's another thing that I do love, and I'll continue on. Once again, my heart and soul is with late 80s, all 90s, early 2000s R&B, right? Once again, that doesn't stop me from learning new artists or learning new music or loving and falling in love with new music. So one of my favorite things to do is to find a playlist on Spotify. Spotify's algorithm, like if you have a Spotify account and you start to heart music, the algorithm is second to none in finding more similar music that you'll enjoy. One of my favorite things to do is to find a playlist and not even look at it, just hit play and just let it play all day. And from there, find more music that pique my interest. Find more artists that hit a spot in my right side. Money Long, Hours and Hours. I remember hearing that song and it hit me. I'm like, okay, she got one. Hearted it and kept going, right? It's been a minute. Then it came back, became a social media phenomenon, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice song. Let me go look at it on Spotify. I had already hearted it. Now, obviously, I'm not one to be like, I'll put it on, but it's just like that's the avenue, or that's something that I've been doing. And then another thing is, like, I guess you can call it a negative, because I consume so much music that I don't remember it all. So it just comes back. I guess you can say it's an awkward moment, because I do that. I still do that with my favorites, with my classics. I'm like, man, stumble upon a song. I'm like, yo, I remember this song. You would have thought the artist just dropped it last week, and it's been 20 years. And I stumble back on it, like, oh my goodness, I remember this. Omarion Speeding, y'all remember? Okay, come on, I can take you back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Omarion Speeding, Sierra's Body Party. Let's not forget about that. Sierra's Body Party. Rihanna's Love with Future. Chris Brown's Gots to Be. Come on. I mean, B2K's Gots to Be. I mean, we can, B5's All I Do, even though it was a remake, it was still a good song. Day 26. Pause it. Pause it. Day 26. Ooh, I'm about to cut this. I'm about to cut this episode short and listen to day 26. Sheesh. Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs had something when he created day 26. Vocally and lyrically, that Brian Michael Cox will write you a R&B hit. Oh my goodness! If you guys don't know who Brian Michael Cox, I highly encourage you to, just look up the credits. I think his latest hit is "Pressure" by Ari Lennox, Jermaine Dupri, and I forgot the other guy's name. But Brian Michael Cox will cook you up something serious. Trey Songz. That Trigger album, Trigga. Ugh. Trigger Reloaded. Not solely. Trigger Reloaded. So like I said, I thoroughly enjoy the evolution of music. I thoroughly enjoy finding new music and finding new artists and finding new expressions of music. Because when I was coming up, it was just R&B, rock, alternative rock, rock and roll, heavy metal, soul, jazz, and blues. Now, Spotify be like, yo, you listen to 320 new genres of music. I'm like, I didn't even know there was this much. I ain't even know there was this much. But I'm okay. I'm dealing. I'm cool with it. But I become that guy, man. I'm so happy about it. Once again, I'm turning 32, y'all. And I'm happy about the journey that I've been through. I'm happy about the life I've lived. I've lived a life. I lived a good life. And I'm planning on continuing to live it. To think like, yo, I'm 30. People are easily living past 60. So I got another lifetime to live, man. I got another lifetime to live, and it is going to be a movie. Oscar award winning, Tony award winning, Grammy award winning. Not literally. I don't aspire to go after those things, but I'm saying the caliber of life, the detail of life, the amount of amazing things that's going to take place in my life from here until I'm gone is going to be monumental. So I wanted to speak to the individuals that may think that they're gonna die soon. You're not gonna die soon. You're not gonna die soon. And I hope that you find something that pushes you to live. Physically, I believe you're not going to die soon, but mentally or goal-wise, you could die early. Goal-wise, you can still be 12. Goal-wise, you can still be 8. And you can just be 45 with 8-year-old goals. You can be 52 with 20-year-old goals. So I hope that you find something that pushes you to live past your years. Dream beyond your years. I'm 32, but my dreams and my goals, the dreams and goals of a 17-year-old, bank accounts assets and things that I want to acquire. There's, you would say that they're what a 70-year-old would possess. It's okay, I'm gonna possess it now. So for those of you that think, I might be out of here pretty soon, I highly doubt it, bro. I highly doubt it. And even if that's true, are you just giving up and you just laying down and just waiting on the day that you don't wake up? I don't know, it turned pretty serious, but I couldn't just let the time, or I just couldn't do this episode and not just hit just some awkward moments that are painful to address. We can address the awkward moments of being the old head. We can laugh, and we can address the awkward moments of things that, we used to laugh at as kids, but I can't let the opportunity go by and not address an awkward moment that is painful. And it's painful to understand that I'm still facing the fear of rejection. I'm still facing the fear of my potential. I'm still facing the fear of what I could accomplish. But if I don't do it, I'm just going to die right here, and I'm just going to be a shell of myself, and I'm just going to be living my daily routine in and out until I can't anymore, until the doctor tells me I have cancer, until I have nobody else around me because they've gone to do great things, or they've gone to their early grave, and I'm just waiting for my turn. It's awkward, bro. It is. But if you're listening to this, you have a moment, you have a decision to make, you have an opportunity to seize and never turn back. You're not gonna die soon, bro. Live. And we have a huge issue with accepting where we are right now. Okay, we got to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. So why not be grateful for the starting point that you do have, because somebody else is wishing that they were in your shoes. So be grateful for the starting point that you do have. Be grateful that you are at a moment that you realize, okay, I can turn it around. I'm at a moment that I can pivot. I'm at a moment that I can shift. I'm at a moment that I need to take those drawing or those plans and those drawings out of my garage, those drawings out of my closet, those plans, those ideas, that journal that I used to have out of my shelf or out of my bookcase, and bring them to life. You could do it. Accept it. That's where we are, man. The last few points, and I'm out of your way, we got to accept a lot. So, like I said, we laughed and we joked and we kicked it and we thought about the old traits that we saw in other people that now we possess. We got to accept when individuals don't want more for themselves. We are breaking our backs. We are bending over backwards. We are breaking our bank accounts. We are losing sleep. We are losing hair. We are losing our diet because we're trying so hard to help somebody that does not want to be helped. They've accepted their fate, and we have to as well. Even if they're not even down bad, they're just wanting to do other things in their life, and those other things don't involve you. You got to accept it, bro, and look out for you. Individuals could be showing you that they don't want you a part of the important things. They don't want you a part of the significant changes. They don't want you a part, but you are fighting. You are texting every day. You are forcing yourself on them, and they don't know how to tell you. They don't know when to tell you. They don't know They don't know if they have the time because they don't want to mess up the moment. So yeah, they're tolerating you here, but if they had it their way, you wouldn't be around. I need you to see it. And you're like, man, I know I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling. I know I see whatever I see, but they haven't told me anything, so I'm just sticking around. I'm telling you right now. I am telling you. I believe in you so much. I have so many high hopes for you that I want to tell you the truth that they don't want you around. Yeah. You multiple examples flew in your head just now. They don't want you around, man. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's a lot going on with them. Sometimes we just grow apart. Sometimes we just start drifting in different directions, and we may not want it. It's been multiple times where I've been in situations and they've been a lovely situation. It's been like a golden era. It's like, man, with this group, man, with this relationship, man, I'm going to do so many great things because I've been blessed to experience such an amazing time, such an amazing group, such an amazing individual. And it's only temporary. I was only supposed to learn something. I was only supposed to gather some information. I was only supposed to see or be exposed to certain things and continue on. And I fought so hard to keep it because I thought it was the relationship that had the possessed the great things. I thought the people that I had in mind possessed those great things, and it was just the time. It was just the situation. It was just my path. And I had to be accepting to letting it go. I had to be accepting that I'll never get that back with those individuals. Not saying you'll never get it back at all. I'm saying with those people. I'm saying with that group. I'm saying with that organization. I'm saying with your parents. I'm saying with your siblings, with your cousins. You may not ever get that back, bro. You gotta accept it. And we gotta accept the new things coming our way. We could be blocking so many great things. We could be blocking so many amazing opportunities. We could be blocking so many great people by holding on to the old stuff, holding on to the old relationships, holding on to waiting for that text message, holding on, waiting for that phone call, holding on for, I'm going to stop my whole day because this person might hit me up and I got to be available. But I got 17, 25, 37 people waiting to link with me and just to have coffee, just to have lunch, just to have brunch, just to take a walk. And I'm shutting it all down because I'm holding on to something that is expired. Oh, good God. I have high hopes for the Elephant Room. And if you're listening to this, I have high hopes for you. And I'm just little old Joe. I'm just little old Schmo. But I believe highly in you. I do. And a part of me, and this is why, and this is how I know I'm supposed to say this. A part of me is like, you're foolish. A part of me is like, nobody cares. A part of me is like, stick to the laughing, stick to the jokes, stick to acting up, stick to just being all out and landish. But sometimes people have to know. Sometimes people are looking for something and they don't even know what they're looking for until they found it. They don't know. We don't know sometimes what we're feeling until we hear what we need to hear. Sometimes we don't know what we're missing until we found it, man. And sometimes we don't know we're doing something until somebody brings an example and shows us similar situations and we look at it like, oh, man, that sounds like me. Man, I've done that before. I didn't even know. And then you start clicking and then the wheels start turning and then you start seeing your life in a new light and it becomes better. Why not? Why not take advantage? Why not take advantage? Why not take advantage of the acceptance? Everybody else has accepted it. Everybody else has accepted who you are in their lives. Everybody else, and I mean good and bad. And let's be accepting and know that the internet is not all filled with haters. The internet is not all filled with spectators, and the internet is not all filled with self-induced and self-centered individuals. There are people out there that are willing to give you genuine love, genuine conversation, genuine connection, and genuine care. Accept it, bro. Accept it. I gotta get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a beautiful, beautiful time. If this is giving you any value at all, a chuckle or a smile or some type of food for thought, just an ounce, send it to somebody that will enjoy it too. Send it to somebody that'll benefit from this. I love you from the bottom to the top of my heart. Subscribe to the podcast, however you get it. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, however you get it. Subscribe to the podcast, YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications for future episodes of the Elephant Room. Follow me on all social media platforms, PHILXPRY. That's at PHILXPRY. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace and love.